What's up, y'all? Welcome to Geek'd with Trey. Thank you for stopping by my podcast and checking me and the Geek Fam out, where we cover celebrity topics, local topics, and just everyday life shit. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and share. And also keep in mind that I don't own any of the rights to the music that's playing in the background or that plays in the background during the show. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. All right. With the Geek crew. All right, I know we ain't done this in a while, so we got a lot to talk about. So I'm gonna rush through these little jokes that I just put together. Compliments of the dad jokes that we'll be reading tonight. They come in the clutch. Got a box sitting right here. Oh, man. So y'all gonna get 4 of these jokes and then 1 of my real jokes. All right. First joke. That's a pun. All right. What do you call a man with a rubber toe?
Don't
overthink it.
Rubber tub?
Rubber toe man?
Rubber toe.
Yeah. What do you call a man with a rubber toe? Oh, we don't count these. I forgot. I was about to mark against y'all. Class was
foot stretch.
Again?
Roberto. I said don't overthink it. All right.
Roberto?
Roberto.
Oh.
It's a dad joke. As I said, don't think too hard about it. All right. An invisible man married an invisible woman. Their kids were nothing to look at either. All right. I took the shell off of my racing snail, to make him go faster.
Different.
Huh?
Different than the average snail.
To make him go faster. But he was sluggish. I was just like, that's more of a bad pun. All right. I went to a seafood disco last week. I pulled a muscle. All right. And for my actual joke, how much cum does a gay guy have? I know that's far left field.
That's really dependent.
However much he can carry.
Hey.
Jag.
He has a buttload. That's how much he has.
Okay.
Yeah. He did. Anyway.
All right. With the Doogie crew, let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get into this gorilla. And we're going to talk about her later, too, because I have interesting facts about her.
Oh, yeah. I recently read up on that. That is a crazy situation, but I totally understand her frustration. But I'm gonna let you speak.
I mean, no, we can all talk about it. But so my thing is, her house was burglarized, apparently, or whatever. So then I guess they did like a raid happen as well, or there was an investigation that turned into a raid.
So her house was allegedly being robbed by 3 different, there were 3 members of this robbery party, and they had invaded her home. And I'm from my understanding, someone who was clearly there monitoring the home called the police about the invasion. The police come, but the assailants have already escaped, right? So they've already left the premises. But the police come, and I would say what happened was just very annoying in my opinion, because I'll get to it. But I mean, they go in and they're kind of
she wasn't home this whole time.
But they apparently smell a strong, pungent odor from the home. They started getting a warrant to investigate the home.
Allegedly.
And they find some sitting in plain sight in the master bedroom. And it's just like an ordeal. But the thing was that Glorilla wasn't even on the premises. She wasn't even in town. She was performing for the WNBA at the time. She wasn't even on the premises.
We all saw it.
She, because it is her home, has to take accountability for said product. So she turns herself in shortly after, but she gets out on bond.
She was only there a couple hours.
Yeah.
She was only there a couple hours, and she, allegedly, no, I heard this today. She turned that mugshot into merch.
Yeah, she did. $40.
She turned it into
go on her website. Check it out.
You gotta say it like Gorilla merch.
Merch.
I want to have a list of things. I want to ask her to say. Like,
$40. You can go look it up yourself. Go ahead.
I want to have a list.
I still want that to be my theory.
That series ghetto as hell.
I understand her frustration. Like, I called you here, like you were called to help, exactly. But you left. You left without even investigating further, and now you're doing this, and I'm the one that gets arrested.
That's crazy.
And I mean, I get it. I've definitely been in a situation where, like, there was a situation where my car had broken down in a parking garage, and I had a security guard help me jumpstart it that morning. So because it was so friendly and so kind, and it was so easy, and like nothing came of it, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna call them again because they had helped me before. I'm sure they can help me again. I have them come again, and like the guy sort of kind of like seems like he's trying to help me, but he doesn't like know how to start the car somehow. I don't know. There was something where like he goes to check out the battery, and like I think he was going to go back to get the jumpers, or something happened where he was gonna go through it, and then so you should know, a similar situation happened in the sense of like someone I was dating at the time had left a Pringles can in my car, and I didn't realize there was marijuana inside. So he's like, oh, I smell a strong odor, and I'm like, are you for real right now? I literally called you for help. So it turned into a whole situation, dude. I won't get into it, but I'm just saying, like, to be in that position where, like, they still have the authority to enforce the law while you ironically didn't even call them for that is just, like, wild. Because they legally can, but it's just wild that they can. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's just so unfortunate. I mean, this is exactly why black people don't really call on the police no more. Like, we called you motherfuckers to help or whatever. Like, we rather call cousins as them or whatever versus, like, have y'all come over or handle the situation herself. I'm not condoning it, but I mean, like, I understand it. That's some wild stuff. She wasn't even there. We all saw her performing at the NBA game, at the WNBA game, and they was killing it because she had the whole basketball team dancing as well, too. I was just like, damn, all that went down, and then she secretly, well, I wouldn't say secretly, she quietly got arrested too. I guess that's because of the turn-in. All right, next topic. So what y'all think about the situation?
They arrested her, and yet they still haven't found the people that invaded her home.
Right.
And ain't looking, probably, allegedly. They ain't looking.
They said they're still going to investigate it. They just still have to, like, follow the law, and, like, that's why I'm like, man, whatever.
All right, let's get into the next topic. Let's get into this whole... Have you guys been keeping up with the whole Jay-Z allegedly secret love child and all that bull crap?
Yes.
I just don't believe it because he's taking every scenario dead on. What was that?
I feel like some of these rumors that are coming up out of nowhere, trying to, like, these casual rumors that come to attack the character of Jay-Z and Beyonce, I feel like they come out, like, every few years. They find some crazy nonsense narrative to just, like... working. I don't know, it just always seems like some crazy dramatic narrative, and if it doesn't work, it just, like, dies down all of a sudden, and it fades away until they find some new thing. Like, what do you think, JC?
I think I don't.
So I actually went down a rabbit hole like 2 nights ago, watching videos on this case where it goes back to like 2013.
Okay.
Oh, I have a few thoughts on it. For one, nowhere in any of this that I have read or watched even proves that Jay-Z's ever had a relationship with this woman, or even that he's ever acknowledged even knowing her.
Okay.
Then she had another guy, poor Robert, I think was his name, that she had on child support for 17 years before she waited until the last year that she could get child support. Say, you know what? His daddy really Jay-Z. Let's get a paternity test. No, you should have got a paternity test before you ever put that man on child support.
Especially if you could have got more.
But now you want to have a paternity test when he's 17, to get Jay-Z. And maybe she thought that she was going to get, like, she thought that it would happen that year and that she could get back child support because had she done it before he was 18, but it don't work like that if he's not knowledgeable that the child exists.
Especially
if you knowledgeable that the child exists, then you would get back child support for them 17 years. And sis was trying to collect the bag from both men. But because he didn't know the child existed, it wouldn't work even if it was a child. But the man, all these years later, 2013, we talking 12 years. No, 12 years, and he still hasn't taken the test because every time they put it out there, try to spin it, he finds a loophole to be like, no. This is not how this is going to work. Y'all went to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania said no. You went to Jersey. Jersey said no. Now you're in California trying to file a lawsuit. Dude, go sit down.
You ain't going nowhere. I don't think it's the son. I really think it's the mom. Because I'm like, I mean, at this point, I mean, yes, that kid, I feel sorry for that kid because yes, he wants to just know who his father is. But at the same, and that's kind of sad on her part if she's just stringing him along like, hey, no, that was your father for 17 years, but no. This is your real father, whatever. Okay, so you've been sitting on this for how long? My dad was such and such.
Exactly.
Like, I lost a whole, like, not even like a whole, I didn't get my whole, like, life experience, whatever. I just lost out on time with my dad. Like, you sat there because of you got issues going on. That, nah. I just can't, I feel like Jay-Z has also took this head on first. Like, he did those whole Diddy court situations, whatever. Which we got a couple updates about that too. But like the whole Diddy Court situation, I feel like he just took it head on and then he challenged them or whatever. And like these people, because like they dropped this allegedly. So it was just like, I just don't, these people out here, they it's a shakedown is what they're calling it. You gotta be careful out here. Make sure you throw them allegedlys on there too.
My other problem with this is that this stuff didn't really come out. This man is 30-something years old, and this all wasn't even initiated until, what is it, like 32 now? But this wasn't even initiated until, like, they said 2013 is when it was initiated, then he already had Blue Ivy and it was, promoting like the fact that he's, solidly married and has started a family before. You say, you know what? Let's try to sue him. It reminds me of What's Love Got to Do With It when she says, oh, since you playing family man, let me drop my kids off on you. But so you mean to tell me your child 32 years old, so that means when Big Pimpin' and all that stuff came out, you ain't say, you know what? He might be the daddy. Let's go investigate this. No, you waited all those years. That's crazy.
First of all, if he was truly, because you ain't gonna forget that you sleeping with Jay-Z, a famous rapper. You ain't gonna forget that. I don't care who you is. You ain't gonna forget that. Even if it's like on that some yeah, Jay-Z is 55. You said that boy 32? I mean, I guess that matches.
Yeah.
No.
And it said she was 16 at the time, and he was like 22, 23. And so now that's another thing where it can be statutory rape.
And I definitely wouldn't be sitting on that. You got a whole, man. Nah, that's, let me tell you something. Ain't nobody from the hood ain't gonna forget, Jay-Z could possibly be your father. No, like that was in the mix the whole night. You already knew. And then for a fact, I don't even think that person would have slept with multiple persons unless it was multiple celebrities. That's the only way I can see that happen or whatever. Nah, that's basic girl math, and that ain't mathing. She fucked up
The math's not mathing.
as a
And I
parent
think,
and as a fool.
yeah, and I think one of the articles, but I'm not sure how credible it was because it wasn't a part of that video that I watched in my rabbit hole. But one of the articles I think said that the mom has since deceased, and the son is like pursuing it by himself.
Oh.
Because the godmother was helping at one point too. She the one that took it to Jersey, but that's when the mama was still alive. But only one article I think said that the mother had since passed away. But I'm gonna Google that.
And that's why I don't trust nobody from Jersey. And on top of that, he wasn't even living in Jersey at that time. I mean, I guess his mom was living in Jersey, but for the most part, no, he wasn't even. He was. Nah, leave that man alone. Let that dude be. All right. Next little topic. How do you guys feel about like Stephen Colbert show will be ending in May? He's one of the overnight. He's the late night. One of the late night comedians that hosts like the late night show. I think he is. I could have that backwards. Because I mean, obviously they'll be coming.
He's one of the. Well, he moved to prime time after a while, but yeah. I would say prime time, late night.
Well, I thought
kind of. I would say comedic news.
Yeah. Well, that'll be coming to an end because of the current administration that we're under. Can't really keep his feelings to himself or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
but it's not at a total loss. The new host is going to be Josh Johnson, and you know what? I have a special insight on this one, mainly because one, Johnson used to be on the show, but two, I've actually seen Johnson perform in person. I followed his sketches a lot on his YouTube channel, but seeing him in person, he's very consistent. I think he will still be able to uphold the same expectation of enjoyment, but I don't think we should expect the exact same thing.
Yeah, I thought they said the show was going to be canceled, and like he's not going to be replaced. No. They said the show was being canceled. Huh? Interesting.
I mean, it will no longer be Stephen Colbert.
I like the fact that everybody that has come on that show or whatever has been speaking out loud and speaking their mind and pretty much been telling them like, hey, we can't be silenced. And it's not even people of color. It's like people like Jamie Lee Curtis. It's like a whole bunch of people, whatever, and not like they just coming out or whatever. And I was just like, I wish there was more people like y'all out in the world because we could have had a different turnout in November of 2024. All right, let's go and get into it. The sad part of the show. We're going to talk about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show and Hulk Hogan. I have mixed feelings on that. And then Ozzy Osbourne as well, too. Isn't this crazy? All right. Let's go and talk about the other two first. Ozzy, I am a little sad about that because I grew up watching the Osbourne shows. The Osbourne show. I didn't watch anything pretty much after that or whatever. So yeah, like I got to see him be a dad and all that stuff like that. So Hulk Hogan also passed away or whatever. I did watch his show as well too. So I am sorry for for the family, like his daughter and his son and whatever. I'm not really sorry for anything else because he was obviously treated on that show. He treated his daughter like shit. And I just will never that is just not a good look, as a father or whatever. He treat I understand, especially on girls, you got to be a little tough and all that stuff like that and lay down rules, whatever. But that whole show, he just treated that girl like shit. She could sing, she can dance, and she just could not even go out and basically live her life, whatever. He had a damn leash on her or whatever. Now I was just ever since then, ever since he started treating her like shit or whatever, I was just oh. But what's also more interesting is that he passed away on the anniversary of him saying something racist as well, too.
What?
Yeah. Interesting fact. Hulk Hogan passed away on the 10th anniversary of him saying a racist remark.
Right, I saw that.
Yeah, that is real crazy or whatever. And he's also been told, like, he told people how like they should feel about when they're being called the N-word. I thought that was an interesting comment as well too. So I mean, like, R.I.P. I guess.
Right. Then there was another.
I thought it was because him and Ozzy had beef, and I'm like, well, if I had to choose between Hulk Hogan and Ozzy, I'm gonna choose Ozzy.
I would choose Ozzy too. I mean, like that.
I would choose
Ozzy. At least Ozzy promoted that he was promoting evil. I don't like secret racists or closet racists.
He said, "I'm consistent. Are you?"
Exactly. He knew he was the not the devil worship or whatever, but he's like isn't he like the Black Lord or something like that or whatever? That's what he was known as, his god name or whatever.
I'm not certain about that, but I do know that he bit the head off of a pigeon.
Oh.
Yeah. And they made one of the run at that in Little Nicky when he bit the head off the bat.
Yeah. No, well, first of all, I don't fuck with pigeons in the city. I definitely not gonna fuck with them on the dinner table. That's nasty.
But this was like a sacrifice in a live show that he had or something in like the 70s or 80s. And I was like, that's just always been strange to me.
I think the idea was that it wasn't supposed to be a live bird, or like, I think he wasn't supposed to bite it off. Like something occurred that wasn't supposed to happen, and you should know, like, when they realized what had happened, they tried to recover the situation badly. Like, if you look at the press at the time, oh my god, the animal rights people were on their ass.
I can imagine.
Oh my god, it was. Well, I'm just saying, like, yeah, like, trust me, I definitely remember reading up on that, and I remember there was like so much like controversy because they're like, what?
All right, now the one that I'm actually sad about is Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yes,
I am really sad. That was like that was like a punch in the stomach.
Yet again.
It was like a punch in the stomach when I heard that news, and I was just like, this can't be real. I had to pull up TMZ on the work.
That was my response. I was like,
this is not real. I was like, because it wasn't on any other platform. I was just like, let me put this. I was like, it ain't on the other platforms or whatever. I Googled TMZ Malcolm Jamal. Damn it. Damn. Oh man. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what is your favorite Cosby moment? Like, one of mine is definitely when Denise makes him a t-shirt, obviously. I definitely like the one when him and Bill Cosby are doing the sandwich scene, like they're watching like open heart surgery or whatever, and they had to spit the hoagie out. He was like, I got the hoagie, and then we gonna eat it, and then it was just like they cut into the heart or something like that, whatever, and they're just like, it was like, I have a couple more. Obviously, the one when they're singing on a stairwell is one of my favorite ones. And then, I really didn't have a crush on Theo until he got into college. And
right, because then he became a man. Like, damn, Theo.
I had a little crush on Theo. And I was like, wait. I had a crush.
I always said you could do all that.
I always had a crush on Cockroach, but that's gonna be forever. That dude like 50-something years old now. But no, and I mean Malcolm Jamal Warner was 54 when he passed away. And y'all know he's like, dude got a Grammy because he's a musician as well too. I also do like Malcolm Jamal Warner. He was also on one of my current TV shows, 911. I also liked him on Ed and Malcolm, or Malcolm and Ed. It was
Malcolm and Ed.
Yeah, I liked him on that show as well too. Oh man, it was just like he's just like one of those. I mean, everybody from that show, except for Bill Cosby, but everybody from that show, like Felicia Rashad, will always be like that TV model mom for her. Like, just in my head, like Claire Huxtable is like, she was that it girl. She worked, she was a mama, and she just put niggas in check. Remember when What's husband came over there. He was just like, "Oh, you're going to go and make him some food or go and get him some tea or something like that." And she was like, "Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, when he said serve him,
You
you
serve him."
don't
She's
seem
like, "You
like
will
the
not be
type to serve
serving him."
him.
She's like, "I will not be serving him." She's like, "I'm going to go in there and get him a glass of tea like he got me like a glass of coffee this morning." This is what marriage is about. And she like she checked you without cussing people out. And I was just like, damn, I remember watching that. So what are some of y'all favorite moments of Malcolm Jamal's Warner career?
Oh, yeah, that was one of my favorites too.
Outside of her cussing out Vanessa, hey, that was she said, "Do not speak when I'm speaking to you." She was just like, "What the hell?" She just told me to go right and left at the same time. But no, sorry. What are some of you guys' favorite moments of his? Of him?
So as far as Malcolm Jamal Warner, I think one of my favorite moments would be the haircut, him and Cockroach,
Oh,
with the jacked up haircuts. Of course, the shirt.
ooh, I remember the earring
What
one.
is Trey? What is it? The shirt, the gold and black jacked up shirt.
Yeah, it was gold and blue, and it was like it was just oh man, you know it's crazy?
Yeah.
Because I went down a rabbit hole or whatever of Malcolm Jamal Warner, whatever. They had that as a costume for people to wear for the Halloween. I was just like, you know what?
You not know that.
I didn't know that either. I was just like, I might have to order that.
And the one I like the last episode when he's graduating and getting his master's, and then Dr. Huxtable kind of falls asleep at the graduation, and he has all of these memories, that comes back, and he's like, reminiscing on all of these Theo things.
Yeah.
So I like that episode because that show is a lot older than what we realize it is.
Yeah, wait, pause right there.
Like that show.
That's when I learned. That's when I didn't realize that at college graduations they don't call everybody's name. They only graduate. Like if it's a lot. If you are at a big college or whatever, no, you ain't. It's not an individual thing. It's all right. Everybody turn your towels to the left. You did it, pretty much, and that's pretty much what you get. Get the valedictorian, and then boom, boom, boom. I was just like, oh, that is true. I was like, I already know what they're gonna do because the Cosby episode prepared me for that. But go ahead.
Yeah. And you talked about having a crush on him. It wasn't until Malcolm and Eddie, and maybe because I was a little older, that I actually I think that's when he had locks.
Reds. Yep.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, oh, okay.
That's a dope TV show.
Okay.
All right, Miss Allison, what's your favorite memory?
Oh gosh. Well, I guess I would say I wouldn't say I was someone that like tracked him noticingly, but if I had to think back on movies that I remember seeing him in or moments, like I enjoyed him in the Cosbys just because he kind of was like that older brother, or if you were someone that I don't know, I felt like he was like the ideal older brother. Like even though he joshed on you a lot, he was still always there for you, and he was always, I think, very supportive of his siblings and his parents, and just generally tried to be a good person. So I really enjoyed him there, and it was definitely interesting to see him on Contradictions of the Heart. I mean, he is a grown-ass man now. Like, my God.
Oh, man. Oh, man. That is such a crazy-ass loss right there.
I actually had one more memory. I was trying to think of him outside the Cosby Show, and then it just hit me earlier this year. For Black History Month, he did a song where he remixed DMX's "What They Really Want." But he started naming people of figures of Black history and did a song off of that. And I actually had shared that on my Instagram and put it on my story and all of that. And that was this year. So that's a good moment too, a good memory too.
That
All right, let's go ahead and get to this ratchetness. All right, so y'all, while we were on a little bit of a break, y'all been catching up with this Nicki Minaj situation. She been crashing out online. Now it's like her and SZA are going back now or whatever. I don't know. I feel like SZA's that one girl like you just like it gives she gives younger sibling vibe. And you know, nobody really wants to fuck with the youngest sibling, but we all love the youngest sibling. That is a fact. And they really don't like to fuck with us because we witty, and I say we, because we witty and we quick. But we can be apologetic when we need to be, but we also gonna be factual, and that's that Scorpio part of me. Because I'm gonna still love you and hug you at the end of the day, especially if we family. But I'm gonna be factual. I'm gonna let it be known. Like I'm gonna get my point across. You might not like how it come out. You might be okay with it coming out, and you might not like how it comes out at all. And I mean, after that, you might not talk to us for a little bit, but you gonna love us. That's one thing. And that's the type of vibe that I feel like SZA gives off. And yes, Nicki from New York and all that stuff like that, whatever. But I don't know, SZA, she got a mouth on you. She ready to go too. She gotta come back for days. I feel like.
I'm just over her, and it makes me feel it's kind of bittersweet because like when I was in college, that's when Nicki was like really really hot. And like I would spit all her verses and bars and stuff, like her and Monster or whatever. Like I could spit that. Even today, I could still spit that word for word. Like I was crazy, a crazy Nicki fan at that time. And then it was like as Cardi B and all of these other people started coming along, and it's like everybody that come along, she attacking them. And and so like you said with the Caesar thing, the day of or whatever, people was posting like pictures of like her hugging all of the people that she's had issues with. Even Lil Kim, like they show Nicki being friends with these people, and then show her, having beef with them. And Caesar was the last person. Like she's been friends with these people, and then she turned on them. Clearly, she's the problem because there's so many of them.
It's too many of them. Too.
And then somebody even posted, they was like, people that Nicki's had beef with, and instead of that one being pictures, it was just words, but it was like people, platforms. They said TikTok itself, like they just started naming stuff.
Do you want to know what I was today years old? So like this week, that I did not know Nicki Minaj had. Like, yeah, I know she has like the lip gloss and all that stuff like that or whatever, right? Do y'all know that she has a shoe out? She has shoes out?
No, I didn't.
Google it. Nicki Minaj is out here selling tennis shoes.
I cannot.
I was like, I had no idea. Somebody was just like, yeah, she was like, I used to be that fan. And I was just like, I had no idea that Nicki Minaj had tennis shoes.
Oh, okay. I see.
I had no idea. I don't know, but we're going to keep a close eye on that beef. But speaking of beef, all right, so yeah, I didn't know that either. So speaking of beef, we all have probably all seen the clips by now that, Layla was like, I will come out of retirement and think about the idea for at least 15 million. So the 15 million has obviously been secured. They put out a message to Layla. I want to know who, and this is against Clarissa Shields. Who y'all got money on? Because my money is 1,000 on. Like I'm on Layla. I'm sorry.
So I don't really agree with this whole thing because of the age difference. Like, why are you calling people out? If this woman retired and stuff, this woman isn't she like 50 at least?
That don't mean nothing. I don't. She is the greatest.
which it doesn't, because I think her dad did
Exactly.
a match like that up in age.
Hmm.
So it's like,
And she's still training.
I don't know. I just feel like speed and agility kind of diminishes as you get older, and it's like, and I don't want to see her legacy be tarnished because somebody bullied you on social media.
Hmm. I mean,
Because that's what it is. You're
I can
using
see
these
that.
social platforms for peer pressure and clout. Leave it alone.
I mean, I can see that too. Um, but I will say when she did call her out, she was like, "How about the great goes against the great?" I was like, "Okay, that was respectful." Like she's calling herself the great. She's acknowledging that she's great, whatever. But she's also acknowledging that she's the great as well too. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, like it can come off cocky or it can come off like respectful. And I don't know. I have not yet seen a response from Layla or Layla's team, which I don't think we're gonna hear from Layla's team. We're only gonna hear from Layla Ali herself. Definitely want to keep an eye on that situation, but my money is definitely on Layla.
I would hope that she wins too.
Allison.
Like, I'm rooting for her because I don't even know this other baby other than she's screwing papoose.
She
Other than that, I don't know her. I think I may have learned about her on this podcast.
Yeah. I think that's how we all learned about her is on this podcast. I mean, I was really never checking for female boxers like that. So it was, she came across the news and was just so happened to be the entertainment part, which is the rapper. And that's how I tell people, that's how the show crosses. When a boxer is dating a rapper, oh yeah, that's eye catching. When somebody's in the football field, dating somebody else, that's how these things intertwine. Otherwise, I'm not really checking for these people all the time. I never knew who she was until she started dating Papoose. So, I mean, my money is still on Layla. All right, getting into some more bitch fits. Did you guys see the South Park episode? Oh my god, you haven't seen South Park episode? Oh my god, I think first episode 27 season. So all right, so they put out an episode and pretty much it just how South Park is. I don't know if you guys remember the South Park movie and that came out around 9/11, how they were that type of mentality, whatever. Yo, South Park ain't changed and they ain't missed a fucking beat. They took Trump and they annihilated that ass. So, I don't know what also is interesting too. South Park, so they've been done with, South Park been trying to get canceled forever. Like the people that write South Park allegedly, oh shit, the people that are the creators and stuff like that, they don't want to do the show no more, but they keep doing it because like they just keep tossing money or whatever. So they're already billionaires. So earlier this year, they signed a deal with Paramount for $1.5 billion, allegedly. And in their contract or whatever, I guess they have it. If this show get canceled or whatever, we still get to keep your $1.5 billion. I was just like, yo, talking about you gotta make sure you read the fine print or whatever. So they purposely did the show or whatever and hoping to get canceled or whatever. And nope. They come back on again next week. Yo,
no, I haven't seen. I'm gonna have to check it out.
You gotta go check that shit out. That shit is hilarious. They just bent him over and just and no Vaseline, no lube, no nothing. It was just like they had to do an apology, I guess, like the actual creators or whatever. The apology looks very facetious. Like, it's very, we're sorry. Did we do a good job? Like, that's how it's giving. All right, so definitely go out and check that out. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some rapid questions real quick. All right. And some of these are going to be updates and some thoughts that I had over the break. All Are you guys familiar with the Glorilla song? It's 95 degrees. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees.
I ain't got a nook and a nook ain't got me.
Don't sing too much of it because it's not even her song.
What you mean?
Allison, are you familiar with that song? She done muted herself. All right. So take a good little, it's a music trivia actually. Take a good guess at who is the original singer, and that's word for word. And it probably will shock you who it is. So just take a wild guess of who's the original singer. Allison, you heard the question?
You know what? This is really wild guess, but when I think of who it sounded like it could have been, I don't even get rapper, I get singer, and it sounded like it could have been something that Monica would have said.
Oh, okay, that's a good guess. Allison, you got an answer? Where's she at?
No.
What happened?
No, I have nothing.
All right. So the original singer is no other than the Queen of Soul herself, Aretha Franklin.
You're a lie. Ain't no way.
Go and look it up. I had to go look that up or whatever, and she performed it. And I'm talking, this is skinny Aretha. She got like a little tube top on or whatever, and she's sitting there and she just getting down. I was like, this is her song, and she is singing that word for word. It must have been one of the, breakups, one of those end of the marriages or something like that. It must have been one of the times.
It's not Aretha.
Yes, it's Aretha Franklin's original song. I was just like, what? That's what happens when you go on rabbit holes. You start finding out some shit. All right, so another thought that I had, what do you guys think about allegedly Britney Spears adopting a child? A baby girl.
Britney Spears having a child? Is that what you just said?
I said,
Adopting.
she might be adopting a baby girl.
Oh, baby.
Like, literally.
Because she didn't get to raise her, so I understand her like having the want, you know, motherhood, the desire for motherhood, yeah. Because she always wanted her children, and I feel like everything that was taken from her, I feel like it was all for money between Kevin and her parents, and even James. Like everything that has happened to her.
Yeah.
You said what? What you say, Allison?
Oh, I said the industry itself. I mean,
I don't think that, you know, I know that she's been portrayed to be like, a nut job. I don't think that she was really all that bad as they were trying to, you know, make it seem. I just think that everybody wanted a part of her money, and Kevin knew that if he had the kids and had custody, then that would be his way of getting the money, because he was just a backup dancer.
He never worked the whole time.
No, he didn't.
Know that.
Nope.
Once he got with her, he sat down and collected the check.
Mm-hmm. Then he started dating other celebrities. It was B-list celebrities because it was Shar Jackson. But
right. Then he do right by her.
Nope, didn't do right by her. Whatever. That baby just turned like, I think her baby grown now. But nah, that's some crazy stuff. I definitely want to keep an eye on that. So if y'all see anything, let a brother know. So let's talk about something that also happened over the break, which I'm always a little pissed about. And I'm also pissed about this fucking light-skinned heifer because she decided to wait to the last fucking show to bring out Destiny's Child.
That part.
But what I really want to know is, JC, where was your fucking antennas when you was down at the Atlanta show? When they was robbing her? Where was your antennas at? You should have been on with your eyes out. Where was the beehive?
At the time when they was robbing her, I was on the road headed back to Virginia.
Actually, no. Correction. And this is the reason why I'm mad about this shit, because they stole from a queen. So they stole like on the first night.
Oh,
Yes, and she
I
still
didn't know
went
that.
out there and performed. Like nothing happened, whatever. I was like, now that is a true performer. Cause not my petty ass. I'd have packed all that shit up. All my kids, I would have packed up, yo, we on break. Nope. And ain't nobody getting their money back. Cause
Mm.
I'm just like, y'all done stole from me. And then she had the nerve to bring Jay-Z out. That was too much. They ain't deserve Jay-Z.
That's too much.
They didn't
But I
even
do like
deserve the
how
chorus.
after the story broke and she performed that last night, she kind of changed it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like, who let them goons out that house? She was like, who did it?
Yes.
Who? Where you at?
Because you can tell she's a little
So I did
insecure when
like
she's
that.
doing it. Yes, I was just like, so she was like being for real. But I was like, that woman, they all done stole from her on like the day, like I'm talking about first day of like down there rehearsing, versus like not first night of the opening like actual show. Like when she landed, like his car got robbed around then or whatever. I'm just like, no, they shouldn't have got nothing. Then they would have got a half-ass show. I'd have sat for the whole entire performance.
Okay. She really did a phenomenal job at that show. I enjoyed that one better than Renaissance, I believe.
Mm. You know, all right, so obviously her show has already passed. Her last night, she brought out her girls, whatever. It's crazy because I had like just turned over or whatever, and I just couldn't go back to sleep. And I just got on TikTok, and somebody was on their live because it's in Vegas, so they were like 5 hours behind us. So I was just like, all right, I've been seeing all this or whatever it is. I'm just like, something was just like, just stay here. And I was just like, I'm just gonna stay here and watch this girl's live because it's the last show, or whatever. Let me tell you something. I was just like, oh, I don't remember this part of the show, and all the whole audience getting all crazy, and I'm just like, and then three girls rise. I'm just like, yo, I was like, oh my god, I wouldn't. You know what? I wanted all five girls because they was speculating that she might bring out all five girls because there was five hair dryers, and it was just like that only fit or whatever. But she only brought out three girls, and I was just like, yo, that shit would have been wild if all five of those girls would have walked the stage. That was just like a little. I was a happy moment right there. I was just like, I'm glad I stayed here.
And you had a lot of folks saying like, "Man, why she ain't do that in Atlanta? Why she ain't do it here?" And I said, had this happened in Atlanta while I was there, I probably would have needed medical attention.
Well,
Because I was having a good day, but by the end of the show, I was so worked up and tired that I had to lean on my cane the whole time leaving the show because the whole entire show I was acting the fool.
I saw the videos.
So,
That's what I was like, man, you had a whole weapon and everything. All right, so what do y'all think about the whole Tyler Perry being sued situation over essay allegedly? And this, it's so mighty crazy that they say like this is a trend. And by the way, Shannon Sharp, he settled his sexual assault case. So
I love the way you worked that in there with Shannon Sharp because I'm over here thinking, waiting for you to stop talking, and then you work Shannon Sharp in there. My response to that: leave the white folks alone. Leave them alone. Y'all, I have plenty of white friends. Anybody who sees this video, y'all know I got plenty of white friends. I grew up around white people. But I hate to see when people get of when black people, my people, get of a certain status, they and elitism, whatever, that they go and they pursue these white folks. Leave the people alone.
I mean, for first of
Because
all,
it don't work out. It never works out right.
This man is suing him for $260 million. I was like, well, first of all, sir, the starting is $10 million. So you went way too far. And like, why do y'all always wait till the season gets canceled or it stops? Then y'all have to start suing people. So I was just like, I guess we'll keep an eye on this or whatever. But he appears to be at the Beyonce show as well too, and unbothered. So I don't think this is going. I mean, he's also been hitting this head on as well too.
I'm sorry, Trey. You cutting out everything that you just said. We couldn't hear it.
Oh shit! Maybe I talked too fast.
I'm sorry.
So no, but I was like, basically, Tyler Perry seems to be very unbothered by this. So, I mean, he's at the Beyonce concert. He doesn't seem to be all scared. He doesn't seem to be in hiding. And, I mean, he's kind of killing Netflix right now. So, I mean, I guess innocent until proven guilty, I guess. All right.
And I'm glad, yeah, and I'm glad that you said that part too, because I seen of someone on Instagram last night. It was a transgender person, and they were saying that Tyler Perry called them a doll, and it took pictures with that person. And so I was saying that maybe, even though he's been silent about it, maybe these allegations and these messages will finally pull him out the closet. Because having that child with that woman that we ain't never seen with in public did not help your case.
Well,
so maybe this will finally pull him out the closet.
Well, first and foremost, I saw the text messages. It's just a bunch of boys just talking back and forth. That's pretty much basically what it is. And then secondly, he's already mentioned, and was it Maxine or something like that, whatever? I think it was Maxine or whatever. He has never ever flown on the same plane with his kid at all. They do not take the same planes at nowhere together. His son either goes ahead or comes after him with the nanny. He's like, that's why we don't really see his kid at all. He's protecting. I mean, that's what he said. I mean, I kind of see that as well too. I was like, it's kind of crazy because I feel like if that's the case, Dad, we should have two planes. One that I can fly on separate, and the one that you fly on separate. I don't see why, because this kid flies commercial. So I think, me personally, I would have a problem with that. We make enough money that we can have two planes. You have RC planes, large RC planes. I know we have money for a second plane for me to ride on, because I got to ride in a commercial shit. No. Damn, I can't wait to be that rich to get my own plane. Be everywhere. I'm gonna be out there. All right. Next question.
Don't get a bunch of land with the 300 meter strip for you to land on.
Exactly. Because I ain't paying nowhere to rent my shit. I'm gonna rent my shit. Gonna be on my property and ready to be used when I want to use it. I'm not paying nowhere except for if I travel. So who do you guys think was dumber? Kim from the Parkers or Junior from My Wife and Kids?
Ooh.
I know, right? Those are all thoughts I had.
Junior was a little worse.
He touched.
I want y'all to go and Google or TikTok those videos. It will make you question some things, especially when Kim had to sing the national anthem.
Now look, everyone knew she couldn't sing. I don't even know why y'all even asked her.
All right. Well, here's another question I've heard over the break. Are you okay with your best friend remarrying your spouse after remarrying your partner after? Well, not. I guess you can't be okay with it. But how would you feel if your best friend remarried your partner after you passed away?
Oh, I feel like that would be trauma bonding. That's the only way I could justify what's happening. Trauma bonding.
And I've seen that in like movies and stuff. Like that's been written. Where like she said, the people trauma bond and they end up together.
Mm-hmm. And then usually what happens though is somebody heals or does something from the situation where they realize, oh, this is definitely not what I wanted full time. I'm definitely healing from whatever it was that was causing me this grief and loss, and definitely don't need to be here. But I don't know how it would work in real life. I mean, everyone's different and how they'd respond, but I feel like the only way I could justify it as a spirit who has no control over the living, trauma bonding.
I guess I can agree with that.
I mean, you said how would I feel? I guess I would feel it the damn thing. I'm dead. But if you're a spirit, I believe that the spirits are always around us and helping us and all of that. So I feel like as a spirit, you can still watch and see what's going on. And I feel like if I'm watching and seeing that, I'm gonna feel some type of way. I have an issue.
You're gonna be a petty spirit in hell.
I have you sound me a petty spirit. I have
I
an
know
issue.
it.
And it could be that, like Trey said earlier, it could be that Scorpio in me. I have an issue right now. I have a ex, and we were together for like 4 years. And when we broke up, that particular ex just didn't really let go. Like, would not move out. I ended up having to like let go of the house and everything just to get rid of this particular ex. And then where I wanted to move to when we were together as a couple, that's where that ex now lives, even though they would not move there when we were a couple. And so, but then everything that, like, the things that I wanted in that relationship from that person displayed it after we broke up. But another thing that person did was they held on to a relationship with my mother and my friends.
I hate those.
And so even up until the day that my mom passed, mind you, we broke up in 2019, 6 years ago. And my mom just passed in October. But even up to the day that she passed, they still had a relationship that I didn't agree with. Well, my best friend lives in the city that I wanted to move to, that ex also lives in, and they have like run dates and all that kind of stuff. And I have expressed my disdain for that. Like when we broke up, y'all should have broke up with him too.
Right.
Oh, and I should have realized. Ooh, it's the afterthought, right? When you look at it and you're like, wow, everyone around me is disgusting.
You know, and it made me feel some type of way. Like, me and my mom had like a deep conversation about it at one point, and it was like, you know what I went through in that relationship too. It wasn't nothing, no cheating, no abuse, none of that kind of crazy stuff like that. But it was like I was putting a lot more into the relationship as far as effort and finance than what this other person was. And it was like before, like, we met when I had nothing, and that person did a lot for me. And as soon as I started working for the government, they shut down. And shut down for the remainder of the relationship. And even goals, school, everything shut down. And it didn't pick back up until after I was gone. So it's like, y'all know what I went through. And then y'all still take this person and be their friend and talk to them and have lunch with them and all the other kind of stuff. Like, it just made me feel like, well, fuck me and my feelings. So if I was a spirit to see somebody married, if I'm petty now, I know I would be petty then.
I'm telling you, see.
All right. So
I'd be knocking shit over.
Was that new? Let me focus.
Man, all right, we about to wrap this thing up. So I got a couple for y'all real quick. I guess this kind of correlates with what you guys.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Well, you know what they say. If you talk shit behind my back, it's the perfect position to kiss my ass. Well, you're already in the perfect position to kiss my ass. Right? All right. Well, you know what they say. It's officially stay the fuck out my face if you don't have nothing in fucking important to say. Season. All right? And that's how it really feels. Like, if you ain't got this, too hot outside for this shit. All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, you know what they say. It's officially take 2 showers or more season. Because, you know, sometimes niggas be funky.
Ew.
All right. Well, you know what they say. It's hotter than a bitch out there. All right. Thank you for watching the show. We'll be back. So November, we'll be wrapping up the season. And then we'll be gearing up for season 4. Just a little FYI. So if you want to join the show, definitely reach out.
Okay.
Taking applications. All right. Go ahead, Allison. Shout your platforms out.
Hey all, it's your girl Allison Salt, also known as Garden Babe. You can find me on Instagram under my name. You can also find me on FetLife.
All right, JC.
You can find me on most platforms as JC_88. That is JAYCE_88. But on X, my name is Tweet So Thirsty with the TEA.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you guys for watching, and you know where to find me. You can find me here.